What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, we are going to go over gold. I'm going to go over what I was looking for last week, what has happened, what trades I took, and what I'm looking for next. So without further ado, let's begin. So I have everything hidden right now just to get the clutter out the way. We're going to zoom into the 15-minute time frame. I am going to scoot this back some. Replay mode. So we were like over here. Yeah, kind of like in this area. So I had a trend line on price, like from my high low point, so here to here. And I was looking for price to either break the high low point to give me a sell or break above to go to a 27 TP. And then I was looking for a sell after that. Okay, so trend line was here. As we got more data, I had to adjust my trend line. So it was from here to here. I tilted it out a little bit more. So like here to here, bouncing off of this area. And we continue to bounce in this area. We're going to get a break above this level here, like this area. Okay, break, retest, entry, buy. So that was pretty quick. But this was the zone right here. Break, retest, entry, buy. I took this to the 27 TP and I had a trend line coming from above. Okay, so this whole area, all of these lower high points, there was a trend line coming here. Okay, I wanted to see how price was going to react at the trend line. We ended up getting momentum instead of wick exhaustion. So momentum is when the candles are pushing through the zone. I'm going to zoom out real quick. The candles are pushing through the zone, right? Like right here. And wick exhaustion is when you're getting like a wick, right? You're getting a wick at the trend line that confirms that you're actually falling. So we had a wick right here. We had a wick right here. We had a wick right here. There was some wicks over here, okay, and over here. When we came to the trend line again on this level, we didn't get wicks. We got momentum. So that tells me that we're not dropping. We're actually pushing up higher. I took this buy, put the fib on that structure, traded that structure, and then I waited for the next move. Then we get another break of structure. So price continues. I'm gonna go back to the 15-minute time frame. We have these lower lows and lower highs, right? We get a break, and the price comes back into that area that was broken. So this is price coming back into the area that's broken, and then price pushes up into a buy. Took that to the 27, and then it got the trade. Price did push up higher to the higher time frames TP. So I'm gonna unhide everything and go through it again so you can see what I'm saying. We pushed up higher to the 61.8, and then we got a reversal. 61.8 hits, and then we get the drop. Okay, price has to fall deeper, deeper. You get a pullback into your high and low areas that was broken, and then you get another drop. Okay. Now I didn't take any of this here. I didn't take any of this. I took the trades on this push. Okay. So I'm going to unhide everything. So here, I'm going to put it back in replay mode actually. And we're going to do it again with everything on the chart. The 17th was around here. All right. So, oops. All right, I'm going to hide this. And I'm going to hide this. And we're going to go over this together. Trend line was here. Okay. Well, it was like this at first. Then we had more data form. So then I adjusted it like that. Okay. And then we continue to bounce over that trend line. Drag it out some. And then price gave us a break and a retest on a smaller time frame out of that zone that I was talking about. So let me hide this fit for a second. This was a zone right here. Okay. Break and retest out of the zone. All of this that you see is Wicks. This Wicks, momentum. All right. Yeah, so we hit the TP. We also hit that trend line. I wanted to see how we were going to act there. We continue to get bullish momentum. So when we talked about wicks and momentum, I'm gonna zoom out again. You guys see all of these wicks here. Wicks, 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 wicks. This is a wick. Okay, when they're close together like that, that's a wick. Here, when we zoom in to the trend line again in this area, we see momentum. So momentum again is when the candles are pushing big, heavy, bullish or bearish candles, depending on, where we are, what's happening. In this case, bullish momentum pushing through that black trend line, which is this one right here. Okay, giving us the confirmation that we are pushing higher. So that was the trade I took. When I'm trading, I like to trade the structure that I'm in and use the higher time frame fib as a guide. So this was my higher time frame fib. And when I zoom into the smaller time frame, this was the fib that we had on the structure to guide us. Okay. Both hit a 27 TP, as you can see. Let me take this circle off. We have, I'm gonna hide this too because it's like a lot. 27 and 27. That's two different fibs, two different start points. This one starts here, your 100, right here, with your point A, your pullback, point B, and your target areas. That 27, okay? And then you have the structure fib, point A, your point B. It's right there. It's hard to see it because this is in the way. Okay, see it? Point B. And then your TP. Okay. All right, cool. That was the first trade I took. And then the next trade was the one where we had the break and retest. Right here. Break of a lower high. That's a lower high point. It's a break. This is your retest entry. Take it to your 27 TP. Okay. Now we did shoot up higher to the 61.8. I'm going to hide all of this and then we come here like this and we shot up to that 61.8. Okay. After that, we got a change of direction. So we had a higher low break. So the higher low is right here. All right. I didn't trade any of this, but I'm just showing you structure, like break of a higher low. Price is going to come back into that area that was broken. So we came right back into this area. That was an entry to sell lower. Change of directions happening here. Higher highs, higher lows are forming. We had a gap open on Sunday, yesterday. Entry down to your TP. Cool. All right. So we are in the middle of consolidation. I want to see us come out of here. We've just been like sitting in this range for quite some time now. I know that tomorrow is the Fed talk. So the Feds will basically announce if they're going to cut the rates or keep it as is or increase the rates. Around 2 o'clock is the meeting. I talk about this a lot on my channel, but just to reiterate it, for those of you who are new, low interest rate is bad for the US dollar. It will cause the US dollar to drop. This will cause gold to push up into a buy, right? Let's check that out. Low rates, bad for US dollar. High rates, good for US dollar. Okay. Low rates, bad for US dollar. High rates, good for US dollar. So what does that mean when it comes to gold? Low rates is going to push gold higher. Okay. Right. High rates will cause gold to drop. So you would sell, and here you would buy. Cool. Low rates, bad for the US dollar, pushes gold up higher, you would buy. High rates, good for the US dollar, causes gold to drop, you would sell. So just be mindful of this meeting tomorrow. It is at 2 o'clock. This is why gold is in this range right now. It's not really coming out of here. Now you can trade in the midst of consolidation. This looks like it's gonna drop though from this break retest. That's what I see. But I'm not gonna take any trades. I'm gonna wait till this data comes out. All right. So I have my alert set. Um, here's an alert, and here's another alert. When we get a break out of the zone, then we'll look for an entry to buy higher or sell lower, depending on what happens. If we get a break above, we'll look for a higher low to buy higher. If we get a break below, we'll look for a lower high to sell lower. All right. Please follow me on Instagram and Threads. I post on there about what's happening throughout the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.